Hi, I'm Brent Johnson, and today I am still at St. Clement Episcopal Church in Philadelphia, and with me once again is Peter Richard Conte. Now, if you saw our last video, we were just in the sanctuary with the big Austin organ. If you missed that video, there's a link up to it in the corner. But here we are in the chapel, which is right across the hallway, and playing the chapel organ. This is a Moller, I can see, from 1933, but it didn't originally belong in this chapel. I know. Tell me how it made its way in here.
Yeah, this organ comes from St. Paul the Apostle Church, which was a mission church for St. Paul's Church in Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. And a friend of ours, Bart Wisiger, heard of the church closing, and he got us to go down there and see this instrument, and it was basically a gift, and incredible. And then our brilliant curator at the store, now retired, Kurt Mangel, installed this. He's a member of this parish and made it his as a gift of installation of this instrument in this incredible configuration.
Well, I can tell you, I actually got a chance to talk to Kurt, and he told us a little bit about how this organ got here.
One of the great things about moving to this city was I got to go to St. Clement's Church, which is probably the most famous Anglo-Catholic church in this area of the country, and I'm very devoted to that tradition. The instrument came from a small chapel of ease in Baltimore, and a wonderful story. When we first went to see it, Peter was with me along with some staff, and everybody was very excited. We walk in and there's nothing left but the clarabella. All the other pipework was gone, and of course there was a complete panic, and I said, no, this doesn't look like it was broken into. This was done professionally. So we called Irv Lawless, who took care of the instrument, and he said, yes, the church had us take all the pipework out because they want to use it in the main organ. And I approached the organist at the big church and said, St. Clement's wants this for their chapel. And that's all he had to hear. He said, St. Clement's? He said, I will work very hard to try to get it done, and they gave us the instrument. When I found out that it was a white leg Moller, that's all I need to hear, because I consider his tenure at the Moller factory the most beautiful. His instruments are incredibly musical, and any good organist usually falls in love with them when they realize there isn't a bad stop on the instrument.
So it's quite a find. Moller organ's in great condition. How many ranks do we have total in here?
This is just 16 ranks, but it's white leg Moller, 1933, yeah. So it's the right 16 ranks. Doesn't take much, it's just the right stuff.
Well, tell me what we've got. Let's start over here on the great side. What stops do we have?
So there are two incredible flutes. There's a concert flute. It's just stunning. And that unifies to 4-foot as well with a harmonic flute, 4-foot. But then there's a clarabelle, which is even bigger. And together, they're just really happy flutes.
And it just feels like the exact right size for this room.
It's perfect.
Which is not big, maybe seats 100 people if you cram them in here, so you don't need much, but that's a nice big sound.
Yeah, it's an incredible marriage of room and instrument. Yeah.
All right, where do we go from there?
And then there's an 8-foot diapason from 1933, Just a rich sound.
But very similar to the Austin diapasons, too.
We were talking about that. These two organs marry together so beautifully. They're incredible in there. They get this sort of stereophonic 8-foot wash, Okay. And then we can add a 4-foot octave to that diapason. 15. 3-rank mixture. Huge spiky, but you can actually super couple it, and it's actually quite fine.
Something about those earlier 20 20th century organs, they knew how to use the super couplers
Yeah.
to make the voices work with them.
Kind of designed for it, you know. It's still not piercing, but it just gives you a little sparkle.
But you could accompany a big room full of people singing in here. if you needed to.
Absolutely.
Okay, is that everything in the grate?
That's the grate. There's a cornopian, actually. There are two regions of the organ, oboe cornopian and the cornopian's on the grate. So you can make that with the diapason and get kind of a tuba.
It's not an overpowering reed by any means.
No, that's nice and rich. And there's a set of chimes in here as well, which is kind of nice to have.
Very nice. Okay, and all of that is in its own chamber.
It is. We forgot the dulciana, which
there's
is
a dulciana.
another. Yeah, it's a charming
Often
thing.
forgotten stop.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful though. It's a lovely, lovely sound.
So, and as I was saying, it's all expressive in its own chamber. It's speaking through into this tone opening above us. So.
Yeah, Kurt designed it so that this is two divisions, swell and grate, have their own independent expression into this chapel via the tone chute. And then when this organ is powered on in the chapel, the nave shades stay closed. And when the nave controls this instrument, this tone chute stays closed. So that the sound is getting
Goes
pushed
to
where it
just
needs
to
to
where,
go. Yeah,
where you want to play for them. Okay.
Quite brilliant.
Let's talk about the swell. What do we have over there?
Swell has, it's amazing, it's only about 5 or 6 ranks. There's a unit solitional, which is incredible. But it unifies to 4 foot. And you can super and subcouple that. You get that same sort of shimmery sound we were talking about inside with that string. So there's that unit. And then there's this brilliant stopped diapason, which plays at 16, 8, 4, 2 2/3, and 2. It's all in independent draws, but what an amazingly versatile stop. That's the 8-foot variety. Here's the 4-foot. I mean, it's all the same. You could add the 4, 2. Do things like 8, you know, with the 2 2/3 in as the 16 and 2 2/3. It just everything works well together, even though it's a unit.
Yeah, sometimes the units kind of step on their own toes, but this all works.
This one seems to, whatever combination you can come up with those, it just works. It's an amazing little thing. And then there's an oboe up there, which is another just delicious stop. And an 8-foot Geigen diapason. And a celeste to go with the solitional. So there's a celeste rank in the organ. And of course a vox. So it's got everything you possibly need, you know.
Indeed.
The cool thing is, if I can demonstrate this, is that you can make this sort of growly, full swell caged tiger just with those. This is the oboe and the solitional, and it's salisette and the Geigen, sort of raging in the swell, and then you could take that cornopian from the grate and make a sort of a tuba tune.
That oboe is such a contrast to the great cornopian.
Yeah.
Not that loud, but so much brighter and adds that growl that
Yeah.
you don't quite get over here. So.
It's just brilliant. But to have 16 ranks that can do that, to do a cage swell like that with a cornopian / tromba sound is amazing, really.
In the pedal, we have a 16-foot Borden. Is that the same as the swell?
The pedal has 2 independent ranks.
Oh, there's
there's a Borden unit down there, which maybe your mics will pick it up. And then there's a Haskell diapason, 16-foot diapason, Haskell pipes. Yeah. And that's it. That's there's two ranks down there. But the organ comes together in this chapel just beautifully. It supports small congregations, and you could do little concerts on it too.
I can tell it was quite a find to be able to bring it in here.
And it's, it's intact. There's so few of these White Lake Mollers from this period that have remained extant, and this one is as he built it and as he voiced it.
As we alluded earlier before in the previous video, you can control this organ from the sanctuary, and it speaks through a little opening, and so through the magic of editing, we're going to go back and check out how that works.
The echo organ, when it's played from this console, it's in two chambers back there. The swell speaks into the grate, and then the whole thing speaks into this room. And so Kurt designed it so that the swell has its own expression, so you can shut down the great shades into the nave here first, and then you could double enclose the swell.
So we have a box in a box there.
You have no idea when the organ goes away. It's so cool. See if I can get this right. So it just disappears, yeah. So that's I'm going to hold the chord, I'm going to shut the great shades first, and then I'm going to shut the inner shades. This is just a swell celeste.
Okay. I'd be surprised if our microphones are hearing anything.
You could hardly tell when the organ stops playing. It's so cool, but it's magical in the room. And so that's the beauty of that. It plays as one division up here, but we can split it off, swell against the back.
Using the expression.
Yeah, expression, yeah.
So we're walking into a room here that's immediately above the chapel in this shaky footage. Parish Administrator Andrew Nardone opens up the doors for us. And this door takes us immediately into the great chamber. You can see the cornopian right there in front. Up on the walkboard, we can look down at the mixture in the upper work. See our Haskell diapason along the back wall. The shades to our right open out into the sanctuary, so they're closed right now because this side of the organ is turned on. And that's the swell chamber there with its shades going into the grate, and we see the shades for the tone opening into the chapel. Now we're in front of the grate again. Here's a look underneath the chest. I thought it was interesting that there's a pneumatic swell motor which is winded, although it's not currently being used. There's electric swell motors. And then from there we go into the swell. Our vox in a box. You can see the shades that speak into the grate. We're going into the sanctuary, but then the shades on our right are the ones that actually speak into the chapel. There's another look at those. That's Oscar the dog. He followed us around on the day we were visiting these organs. And then here we can see the tone opening with both the grate and swell expression shades speaking down into the chapel below us.
So, Peter, thank you so much for demonstrating this 1933 Moller organ, white leg Moller, here at St. Clement's Episcopal in Philadelphia. It sounds wonderful in its new home. It's been ornately decorated and I can tell installed well. So this is a fantastic addition to the church. And thank you for running us through the demonstration. You're amazing with all of these colors, and it's great to hear what you can do with just a very few number of stops.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Good to be with you.
So that's it for this church, but we're going to still be in Philadelphia for a few days. So keep watching. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel. If you'd like to become a supporter and help us make more videos like this, you can become a video sponsor like David Watson. You can do that by going to organ.media and clicking on support. He helped us make this video today. So we thank him, and we thank you for watching, and thank you for all of your support. Until next time, if you want streaming classical organ music, remember you can find it on our 3 streaming stations, organlive.com, Positively Baroque, and The Organ Experience. That's it for now. Until next time, I'm Brent Johnson. Thanks for watching.